Okay, you guys, I know why I was so angry. And I was angry because I was angry at myself. I was angry at myself for looking at other people outside of myself for answers again. For answers once again, right? It's like, learn to trust yourself. Learn to trust yourself. I keep hearing that, you know? Learn to trust yourself. This is a picture of me. It was a portrait done not as a sitting for me, for me, but it was a gift. He never liked my second husband. Isn't that funny? But in truth, I had modeled for him quite a bit, and we have an interesting story. And he had the hots for me. He's a man, but he's significantly older than I am, and I'm not a woman who would ever break up a marriage. And he was married, but again, he was married, but they were estranged. And they weren't intending on being divorced. They were just spatting with each other so much that he was spending time away, like at his brother's and stuff, I think. I don't know. But I got the idea that he was, open for anything, because that's what guys are like when their wife kicks him out of the house. They actually kind of go, well, what else is out there? And they go to strip clubs. So that's why I was so angry. I was angry because I had been looking outside of myself for answers that are inside. And I was sitting out on my patio. Want to come see it? I'll show you. So my patio is small, and I make the most of it. And I have, this is my thuja, my arboreta thuja, and I give it, you have to give it these plant food. I'll show you those later. I don't do endorsements, but I like to give good advice. If it works for me, hey, I'll share it. But I was sitting out here, and I was going to show you something. I don't remember what it was. Oh, but I was sitting right here. And I was looking in that direction, and I was looking at my thuja arboreta. And I bought this tree. You can't see, and I apologize for that. And I'm not going to put a light on the subject. I'm going to have a match out here. I need to get a candle, huh? Well, let me do that. But, suffice it to say that I have a small little space, but it works for me. And I've got great plants, and I'll show you later. And that's my curtain that my friend Wayne helped me install, because I was having that bright light that was once 220 LED, and it was 25, and for some reason the power company decided they were going to do that to us, and it took 2 years to change it. So this right here is my hellebore, and this was a self-seeding tree, but it's the kind that hurts, and I finally decided I was just going to let it be a vine, that the passion flower could go up. Oh, you guys can't see any of that, but just listen to my voice, okay? All right, come on. I have to go get some water. But this is what I was saying. I was sitting out there, and I realized exactly, I'm going to repeat it, because it's worth repeating. And the answer is within, meaning I'm also very grateful. It's almost 5 minutes. So I learned a great deal from John Lam Lash's teachings, but not directly, indirectly. And he has a school. It's nemeta.org. It's worth checking out if you're into celestics, because he does visual eye astronomy. I had my chart done when I went to Spain to see the shamaness, the female, not him. When he refused in the audience, we just wanted to say hello and say thank you for his work, but he refused. Oh, just couldn't. And I thought to myself, okay, he's in love with the planet. Maybe they're all narcissistic. That's what I was like, well, is having all these narcissistic partners in my life kind of a clue that if our mother isn't going to help us, maybe we can abandon her. If she's going to stay, or is she going to wake up with us? And I'm not looking for a star family to save me, but I'm open to what's on the horizon. That's why I was like, what are you afraid of? To actually have, I think, that kind of crazy experience. Although I've had them. I'll never forget it. I was married, and that we were at Bald Head Island. I have a white privilege. And we were staying at the Scott House. It was just he and I. And we also had taken the children on occasion, but this was something special that we did too for ourselves, right? And it was when he was still loving. You know, his mother was still in his life. I tolerated a lot. Which is probably why he was still loving. When you kick back, when you push back, I guess. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, that's when that painting was done. It was 2003, and I was saying, oh shit, what have I gotten myself into? So that is truth be known. He was not a very kind person. For instance, there was an ice storm and trees went down, and his neighbor came across with a chainsaw and gloves and ready to help, saying, hey, it looks like we got ourselves a tree to clear. And guess what my then husband said? Get the fuck out of here. And the man's face dropped. That was who I married. That is why I looked like that. And that is why I was angry yet again for putting too much trust in another person. That's all. So JLL, thank you for giving me an idea that she fell from the pleroma because she was so infatuated by her creations. And that we're morphing into the next level. Some of us in our bodies, I guess, is the promise of the organic light. It doesn't matter. We've all had our own experiences, and I've had my own. I've had this at the Scott House. So I came out of my body, and I'm standing at the foot of the bed. Now, this is a king-size bed. It's huge. There are huge wooden banisters. This is the Scott that was actually a TV personality or an anchor or something. I don't know. I don't watch TV, but he was a TV guy, a broadcaster known nationally. Not locally, nationally. Well, maybe he was local. I don't know. But anyway, Bald Head Island's in North Carolina. I think he was national. But the house was big. The point is, the house is big. The bedpost was big. And I wake up and I'm standing right there at the foot of the bed. And this orb opens up. And it scans me. And then I hear she's not ready yet. And it closes. And then suddenly I'm back in my bed and I'm going, So there's that. The other is when I'm bouncing. I'm not going to go into it right now, okay? But the point being is this, that I was angry. I'm not so angry anymore. But I know I have to do a lot more stretching because I'm going to dance now. So it's important after anything, any processing that I do, I'm going to move my body. So thanks for listening. I guess it was a short one. We were in the dark a lot. I'll show you my my beautiful patio another time, in which fertilizer works for me. I'll tell you what, if you get a good fish emulsion, it does stink, but when you dilute it, it doesn't. You know, it doesn't smell any more than the other kind that doesn't have fish emulsion. So I highly recommend it. I keep it in my bathroom underneath the sink. And then it's like you put a tablespoon into a gallon or something. And you shake it up real good, and it's fishy. It is fishy. But it doesn't last. It's not like fish you cook in the kitchen, you know, or you forgot to throw it in the trash. Nothing like that. No, that's why I don't cook. I don't cook in my house. I don't cook fish in my house. I think the only thing that actually smells good in my house are eggs, potatoes, vegetables, and things like that. Yeah. Yeah. I made some really good eggs once, put some curry on it. It was delish. Okay, I went to a restaurant and I had one drink and it was really good, and that's all I had. And then I had my allotment of a good meal, the only meal I've had all day, and I had it there. And now I'll eat conservatively and an intermittent fast. So it's wonderful. I got filled up. I had this beautiful fresh pea thing. My hands feel like it's getting zapped, and I don't even think I have you on. I think I have you on airplane mode. Maybe I don't. All right, I'm gonna say goodbye. I think I have this phone on, and I can feel it going through my hand. So good night. I'm not mad. I'm very grateful, and I'll talk to you about what I think about where we're at. But where I know I am, and I'm suggesting you probably investigate too. You probably already know this about yourself. I'm just figuring it out. We can't rely on anybody, not even our own beautiful planetary animal mother. That's all.